Awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, High Low News fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast. It's your favorite managing editor here, Dereka J. And today I am filling in once again for our host, Janae Tate. Now, while Janae is on a hiatus from our usual news format of the podcast, you'll still see us coming on weekly with different interviews, either from myself or other freelancers, getting to know, people in the community and learning about some really cool events or initiatives that people have going on. And today is no different from any other day. All right. Today we have a really, really great lineup of guests coming on to talk to us today about a very special event going down next week, March 19th, the Strong Men, Strong Mind event. And this event is specifically geared towards young men and helping them with their mental health awareness. So without further ado, please help us welcome Miss Precious Baker Johnson, Mr. Ruban Roberts, and Reverend Suzetta Anderson.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, everyone. Thank y'all again for joining us today and talking to us about the lovely event you guys have coming up. So let's just jump right into it. I'll start with Reverend Susie and Miss Precious Baker. Guys, kind of talk to us about the inspiration behind this event and how did it come to be? Because our little birdie told me that a personal story and connection is what kickstarted this event in the first place.
So I'm going to start off with the Rod Foundation was created in memory of my baby brother. And I truly believe my lived experience and the passion that I gained for it, like through my heart, through my loss and the passion that I gained for it, it inspired me to bring more awareness and mental health in our community and to help our youth gain access to emotional support and care. And, mental health is something that we don't talk about. When we was growing up, we didn't talk about it much. So a lot of our families, we suffered in silence. Even when we felt lost and unheard, it was no resolution. So losing my brother to mental health and not knowing what's going on, not only mental health, like when you don't know what happened with the cause of his death between the police and the hospital, it's become something that's dear to your heart that you want to make a difference and make change. So therefore, a lot of families don't experience what I experienced. So my lovely church family, Miss Reverend Susie and Pastor Jackson, I expressed it on my story and they loved it. And I'm grateful that they pushed me to get to this point of being able to bring awareness in the community. So I'm going to always be grateful for that because that's something that's always been dear to my heart.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Precious, that story about your brother. And I'm so sorry to hear that, he lost his life to mental health illnesses. But Reverend Suzetta, can you talk to us kind of about what did it mean for St. Paul to get associated with Precious and to put this event on in the community?
Okay, thank you for having me. So at the beginning of every year, we sit down and we decide what do we want to do as a church, not only spiritually, but what do we want to do in the community? And Pastor Jackson, who is a senior pastor at St. Paul AME Church, right on the corner of 51st, we sat down with a group of people in the church and said, you know what, we want to do something that we can make a difference in the young people's life that's in our community. So happened, Precious and I were talking one day after church, and she was telling me the story of her brother. And once we started talking, she told me she started a foundation, the Rod Foundation. And I said, you know what, Precious, we can take your story and we can use your story to help other young people and help mothers in the community that miss the signs of what's going on. We can just help. We have grandparents that are raising kids and they don't know the signs of what's going on. And just to do something outside of ourselves to help the young people. We say we love them. We say we want them in our church. And so we want to see what they're in need of and address it. So that's what we decided to do here at St. Paul. So we thank her for trusting us to bring her story and to bring this panel. And I think Mr. Roberts, I gave him a call and he's like, I'm on board. Our community needs it. We have mothers are calling him constantly asking, my son is going through this, my daughter's going through this, what can I do? And so we are just, the we're just the connection from the neighborhood and the professionals, so we can have a conversation.
Yes, I love that. And I feel like the church is the cornerstone of the community. So it's very important to reach out and stretch out our hands to these spaces to help us with these issues. Personally, myself, I actually was diagnosed general anxiety disorder earlier this year. So events like this to me are very, very special. As a kid, I would find myself like being anxious and not really understanding, what this meant or like why am I stimming or having little things like this. So I think it's really good to touch the youth at this point and stage in their life. So once they, get older at a certain age, they know how to handle these things or what resources to use. So we can talk to Mr. Ruban now. I know we know you as like a businessman, you're a CEO, you're a founder, but you are a mental health advocate. So talk to us specifically about the importance of reaching out to the men in the community and having this special conversation with young men in particular.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you and Janae for allowing us to be able to utilize this platform to get the word out for this event that's happening at St. Paul's AME Church on Thursday at 7 p.m. That's Thursday, March 19th. I want to say thank you for your testimony just now. I mean, I don't know if you realize what you just did. When you said that you have GAD, general anxiety disorder, and then look at what you do for a profession. You interview people. You're interacting with people.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks don't know you can have a diagnosis, but it doesn't have to define you or limit you in whatever it is that you do. This is so courageous, man. I tip my hat off to you for doing that and sharing that with us. For all of you all that's listening, know that that's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, but you can overcome all of these things. So the purpose of us dealing with this now is that we have a lot of young brothers and sisters that are going through, right? A lot of them are just don't know the answers, don't know why they feel the way that they feel, don't understand it, don't know where to go for help, don't know how to get resources, and family members may not understand them. You know how we do in our community. You know that child touched. We say things like that. We don't really address the real issues. And sometimes we skate over it. But this is a safe place. This event is going to be a safe place where folks can come in and they're going to see people just like them who may be experiencing similar things that they're experiencing. And they may meet someone like you who may have had an experience or a diagnosis, but they can overcome whatever it is that they're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? One of the things that happened is, as Precious mentioned, about her brother, is that, he was diagnosed or misdiagnosed. A lot of times people are misdiagnosed. Schizophrenia is one of the number one misdiagnoses for Black people for various reasons, audio and visual hallucinations. When you go to a therapist who's not culturally sensitive and you say, well, God told me. And the therapist say, well, you heard from God? And then you tell them, yeah, God spoke to me. Well, right there, that's a check right there for, this person is hearing voices. This person is hearing things. Someone who's not culturally sensitive. But from our culture, we understand what that means. It doesn't mean that there's a mental health diagnosis. It just simply means that this person feels spiritually connected and that spirit speaking to them and through them. You follow me? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. We got kids who are very depressed right now. Kids who are dealing with imposter syndrome, just like adults are. Kids who are dealing with all types of issues of depression, where they can't be mobilized. They can't get out of the bed, or they don't want to leave the room. They're in a dark space. And sometimes parents just don't know what's going on with my child. Don't know how to get them the help that they need. Well, this is one place where you can get that help. We're going to have a lot of resources available. We're going to have a lot of information. Our panel is replete with people who had certain experiences and people who dealt with people that had experiences, right? So you're going to get a lot of firsthand information. I think that, this is something that I think is not robbery for everyone who's in your listening audience to make an attempt to attend. This is something that's extremely important, especially now at this time. There's so many crises. The noise is so loud. You're hearing about wars. You're hearing about price hikes. You're hearing about people losing their jobs. You're hearing all of these things, and everybody is being impacted by this. So when you're dealing with that, all of the uncertainty, all of the chaos, where do you go? Who do you turn to? Who do you speak to? How do you get connected, get grounded? You know, the church is a great place to go. You need to have something that you can go to, a place you can go to, a group of people who are experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing. It's a great place to go to get some understanding, get some guidance, and get some referrals to places that you may need to go. Understand this, as a therapist, I'm going to tell you, you have the right to choose who your therapist is. So one of the things I want to make sure that you understand, if you don't have a culturally sensitive therapist, then you need to be looking for one. We don't need to be sitting down telling people about our culture and hoping they understand what the hell's going on with us. Excuse my language, but we need to make sure that somebody already understands who we are and they can relate to us from that perspective. I don't know what it means to lose a sibling that you loved, who was struggling, who the family really wanted to help and just didn't know how to get that help for that sibling. And so to me, you know, my hat's off to Precious. My hat's off to Pastor Jackson and Pastor Anderson as well for just being able to put something like this on. And for the men, it's not just for men, not for boys. It's for everybody that want to come in and participate and learn. Parents need to be there. I encourage parents to bring their children there. You understand? And even if you are in a mixed family situation, both parents need to come there because you may find out something. Your child may have a breakthrough. The adult male may have a breakthrough that can be life-changing for them. So we are definitely excited about this. We want to make sure that the community is informed. And I truly believe that this is going to be the first of many at St. Paul's where they'll be doing different things to address some of these issues that are happening in the community. So we're honored and grateful for High Low Media to cover this. We are grateful that you all are definitely seeing the importance of this. And I just want to say real loud, Chief Pride. CC.
Yes. Y'all know, listen, y'all know how we do it at High Low.
I'm going to just do this and just,
I have nothing to say. I went to memory and MV. I have nothing.
Listen. Shout out to all of the high schools. Y'all know,
right.
Y'all know how we do at High Low News. We are Chief Pride. So, yes. But honestly, everything you said, a huge emphasis, Mr. Roberts, everything you said, because I think it's very important. One, like you said, having a therapist that is culturally competent or culturally sensitive to the people in our communities, because you're right. I've had my handful of different therapists, and right now I finally have a Black woman, and I feel like she speaks my language. So it's super important. It's super important. And also, even when we're joining in the spiritual aspects of it, I love that having this this jointment at the church and with, you know, more traditional ways of therapy coming together and joining together, because we are very, very spiritual people. You know,
That's
Black
right.
people, we don't play about God. We don't play about Jesus Christ. So this is the perfect place to go. And I feel like get your soul fed in a lot of number of ways, you know, spiritually, but also mentally. So I love this collaboration that you guys have going on. You know, give us a little more details specific about the event. So the event is next Thursday, March 19th at 7 p.m. at St. Paul AME in Miami. It's a free event.
Yes.
Okay, we love free.
Yes, because we want you to come out.
Yes,
it's a
free
event.
Open to the public. Do you guys need any RSVPs?
No, you know what? We were going to do that at first, but we decided just open the door and let people come. Because some people might, you know, be nervous about filling out papers. Like, do I need my information? Just come. The doors are open, starting at 6:30. And I love something you said. Here at St. Paul, we believe that we're going to give you the word. We're going to give you the word of God. We're grounded in that. But we also know while we're giving you the word of God, we're also going to give you a number to a therapist so that you can talk to someone, because it goes hand in hand. And so here you're going to hear about God. Not at this conference, God is going to be there, but we're also going to give you information to reach out to a Ruban Roberts to talk to you. I also dealt with anxiety. And sometimes young men are sitting in the church, in the pew, and they're going through something and we don't know. And so we want to do these things to say, hey, listen, not only do we care about your spiritual life, where you're going, but we also care about your everyday and what's happening to you and with you. Because in the Bible, from David, Elijah, all these people, Paul, they had emotional issues. They had things that were going on. They were depressed. They had anxiety. And so we're no different. And so we want to merge those two together and show you how you can just navigate life. So 6:30, doors open, 1866 Northwest 51st Terrace. It's a big white and gray church on the corner. Come on in. What else? If you need a call and get more information, the number is 305-336-8886. But we're just open and ready to help.
Yes.
I'd like to add, so with that, there may be some vendor space left. And that same number that was just given, you can call that. But one of my favorite sayings, and I did a podcast on this, you can have God and a therapist. So those of you who see therapy as something different, you can have both. God creates all things, right? So again, you can have God and the therapist. Hey, we have pastors that go to therapy. You know, there's nobody exempt from having to talk to someone that can help guide them through some emotional issues that they're having. And as Pastor Anderson just said, if you read the Bible, you will read about those things as well, if you understand it. So it's not, we have to reduce the stigma.
Yeah.
The stigma. So one of the reasons why I always say mental health and wellness, it's about your well-being. You want to make sure that you're well, you think properly so that you can respond to things properly. And we want to reduce the stigma. When you see a brother or sister going through, it's not the time to laugh. It's time to support. You pull that brother or sister aside. If they're being escalated, you don't have to be a therapist. You find a way to bring them down to a place where they have calm. And then you try to get them help professionally. But the bottom line is we got a lot of folks who are dealing with a lot of issues. And some folks choose to self-medicate, which creates a whole nother issue. This is where you talk in our field, dual diagnosis. They're diagnosed with substance use and mental illness. So one of the things we want to do is make sure that folks understand that they're not alone going through this and that we are here, no judgment-free zone where we're here to support, not to criticize you, not to look at you different, not to say anything that's going to derail you. We want to do things that's going to support you.
Yes, I love it. Here in community and here for support. So I love it. And I always say, if you go to a doctor for your body, you can go to a doctor for your mind. So
exactly,
you know, the whole holistic situation with it all. So I love this. I love this event that you guys are putting on. And like Mr. Roberts said, hopefully this is just first of many that St. Paul AME hosts for the community. We actually have the flyer here. So I'm just going to put it on our screen so people can see. You guys have amazing panelists here. You guys have different resources for people to, engage in. So y'all heard them. Come on out. Strong Mind, Strong Man, a conversation about mental wellness with our young men and young women. The whole family come out. So again, thank y'all so much for coming on and letting us know. Y'all take a screen. Everybody watching, take a screenshot of this flyer here. And any last words you guys want to leave with the people to let them know about the event?
I mean, I say just come out. It's a loving, I'd say a safe place. St. Paul is a safe place. Okay, you want to be there, but most importantly, a judgment-free zone. And the goal is here to make sure that nobody family feel less lost as mine did.
And if you feel that life is heavy, if you feel that, there's just so much uncertainty, you feel that, there's a void in your life and you just need some answers, this is a place to come.
Right.
You're not alone. I'm getting calls every day. Folks are going through and folks need a place to go. And this is free. You come here, get the information, and you may even end up finding a place of worship. Who knows? But the bottom line is you are answering the call to whatever that emptiness is, that void, that uncertainty, you're answering the call. Don't just sit down. Come out, get involved.
Amen.
They said it all. So just come out, and you don't have to. I know because I have brothers. They're like, oh, I don't have any issues. Just feeling sad, just wondering where your life is going is enough to you to come and say, let me sit down and hear what they have to say. It might be something I need to tweak, that little thing. Maybe I just need to know someone else is going through the same thing I'm going through and I'm not alone. So come on out. We're excited to see you. And I'm sure you're going to leave fed, and you're going to leave with information, and you're going to feel better.
Well, yes, I love that. Y'all heard them. If you're feeling any way like you need community, you need someone to talk to, or you just want some information or some resources to help somebody else out in your life, definitely come out to this event. Again, the Strong Mind, Strong Man mental health wellness event next week, March 19th at St. Paul AME in Miami. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more thing. Come as you are. You don't have to dress up. Wear whatever you want to wear. Come on in the house.
Yes, beautiful note. Come as you are, they say. Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.